Welcome back, everyone, to the Europa Games Orlando 10K. We're currently getting ready to hop into a very interesting series between Rogue and Projekt Evil. Winner of this match is guaranteed top 2 at this tournament and a chance at that first prize. It should be a very, very interesting match. Both these squads have looked fantastic so far throughout this tournament, and this best of 3 could definitely be seeing a third map, which is going to be over on some Uplink Precinct to kind of break down exactly what our map's going to be looking like for our first one. Hardpoint Retaliation. For map number 2, S&D on Throwback, and like I just said, Uplinked on Precinct potentially could be our third and final one. As we obviously just got a quick look at the rig draft, things are definitely shaping up to be a very, very interesting series between these two. Both teams do not want to be in that loser's bracket. They're so close to that grand final. And of course, when it comes down to that winner's bracket, it's very, very important because if you are coming from the losers, you have to win 2 best of 5. So this is just a massive amount of momentum that both these teams could have. Definitely would make their lives a lot easier if they want to be the champions here at the Europa 10K. As money starts to flow, as we start to look at a few of the weapons coming into Retaliation, looks like we're seeing some pretty standard things for the most part. Actually, quite a few MV4s than I was expecting. For those who are obviously new, few known names of Projekt Evil, a lot of known names when it comes down to Rogue. Guys like Johnny Nelson have teamed in the past and have played in some of the professional leagues that we've had in Call of Duty. Pemby, very known for playing recently on teams like Panda Gaming. Dr. Foncho as well, very well known as well in his own regard. As we start to hop in here to our first hardpoint on Bridge. Nice start here coming in from Projekt Evil. As Nelson tries to pick up at least a few kills in response. He'll drop from the side. Nice shots coming in there from Zeus. Durpin, a major factor for his squad throughout the weekend, is now going to be making his name known. Pretty nice start for him as well, as the rotation will be in everyone's mind right now, but they're still trying to find these final few kills. Somehow finds the kill through the window, does Durpin. A few more enemies to his side. The boys from Projekt Evil are starting to get hyped. They realize that we have started off very well, and they want to continue to have that momentum flowing. 8 seconds remain and a big gunfight going down. Zeus about to win that one thanks to a nice 2-piece coming in from Hugs. Rotation now getting set here over toward that bike path. And it looks like it is going to be Tempo here over on Plat. This is a big power position when it comes down to this current hill. You have a major line sight over both spawns as well as the entire hill itself. And big gunfight going down. Tempo finds that one on Johnny. That's a big kill. Johnny very well known for his MV4 play, his overall AR play as well in previous Call of Duties. Do not want to have him in that power position. Pemby, other AR, now making his way over here toward Plat. He's going to make somewhat of a contribution as he finds one assist for the second. And he wants that close-range gunfight. Beautiful shots coming in from Pemby. He even starts to reload before the player animation goes away. Tempo still trying to make some noise as Projekt Evil still holding on to this lead. Big 2 coming in there from the side of Projekt as Durpin continues to be a nuisance inside of that hill. You're going to see him obviously be on that rotation. When it comes down to these next 2 hills, this one in Grave and the next one over in Broken Building, these are where the points can start to pile on. Retaliation. No lead is safe. Rotation coming in. Rogue going to be in early control of that. Early shots being received coming in from Johnny. Just trying to make sure they can either watch that that back bridge area as well as through Market. Zeus finding an early pick on Nelson as he's going to be ready to spawn up and join his teammates. But just before 2 of them fall, Rogue has got to get back quick. And now it looks like Nelson actually spawns on the other side of the map. So Projekt Evil with finding those kills, they also possess the spawns now. That is a massive momentum play. They got some great timing and it works out perfectly for them. But Rogue, they're angry. They want this hill back, and Nelson's firing away some early shots again. Needing some teammate support. Big 1v1, wins that one. Trying to hide behind the graves, and they only be able to hold a few shots. Pemby comes back, as it looks like that 1v1 is now going to guarantee his team a way back into this overall score. Pemby, while he is not going to be really useful, at least for the next few seconds, he could at least try and fire away some shots on that next hill. As we're going to be rotating here over toward Broken Building. You see Rogue are now back in this one within 7 seconds, and Projekt Evil are now going to be on that rotation here. Trying to be aware of those spawns are going to be happening toward that back cat side as well as through back bridge. Tempo having an easy time, but here comes the push. Getting ready to come in. Nelson coming through the flank. This is a big play. They have not actually watched their flank, and this is not looking good for Projekt Evil. They've snuck in. They went through the bottom. And now Pemby, Dr. Foncho are trying to remain inside. Nelson finds one. Durpin responds, though. Dr. Foncho Foncho. This is a big gunfight. He needs to win. It's not going to go through. Durpin will walk away with that one. Nate out to try and provide some cover fire for him for the second. Decides to back up, and he will drop just like that. Very heavily contested fights going down at the moment. As 15 seconds, and we're getting ready to go back to hallway. Nelson catches one off guard. Actually, the car blows up on the other side, and Nelson says, give me 2 of those. Nate's starting to make their way through, but it is going to be a last few seconds held for the side of Rogue. One player actually going to be just on the outside of this bus, toward that U side, that bin. And the question is Nelson going to expect this? No, he is not, but can he find the kill? Nelson absolutely destroys Durpin. Then he wants more, but he's not going to be able to find any, as his teammates are going to have to pick up for his slack. Hugs with a nice melee. He'll end up dropping Zeus as well to try and stay inside the hill. Plat is very important, and Zeus finds a 1. Projekt Evil, they're still making some noise as Durpin finds a kill, trying to make up for that turn on he received from Nelson quite a bit earlier. As he's going to go on the flank, just trying to be constant nuisances, and Durpin finding one on Johnny there as well. Ends up dropping shortly after that. As Hotel Hallway, much different than the last 2 hills we just saw. Very, very chaotic. A lot of nades, a lot of close-range gunfights, kills happening constantly. Very rarely will you see that kill feed not be filled up. The 10 seconds to the first set of rotations are through, and both teams nearly level with each other, only a few seconds away as Pemby will gather that few seconds left, and both teams will reset back here toward Bridge. Tie game is now Rogue will take the lead. Saw a very strong start from the side of Projekt Evil. They got a lot of momentum going in the beginning, and they're obviously continuing to play very, very well when it comes down to the respawns in this tournament. Projekt Evil are definitely getting loud. They have the hype on their side, and a beautiful shot coming in from Durpin as he will fly through the skies. Him and Nelson have been definitely going at it throughout this first hard point. As Projekt Evil will now take the lead. Nice shot coming in there from Hugs. As we start to see those, in that top right, you see those half circles, even some of those circles that are completely filled with white. Those are the payloads. Payloads getting ready to become a factor when it comes into breaking these hills. And oftentimes that can definitely guarantee a player or even his team a lot of seconds. 8 seconds left here on Bridge. Speaking of such, as we'll get ready to rotate here. We're going to see who's there for that early rotation. Nice awareness there from Tempo. And he'll have that FTL jump. Durpin now has that Scarab as well as that Centurion if he wants to place it down. It'll be smart to probably save it for the next 2 hills that are going to be coming up after this one, but we'll see how the strategy does work out for them. As he'll be completely ransacked through Rogue, ready to rush back through. Johnny currently sitting inside of the hard point. Not exactly a normal thing that you're going to see from Johnny. Normally, a player likes to hang toward the back. But he's doing whatever it takes to try and guarantee his team a victory in this first map. Durpin coming from the skies, he'll end up dropping. Unfortunate timing for him. As Rogue will now start to pile on the points. Projekt Evil beginning to feel the pressure as Nelson will end up dropping. One player sliding down the stairs. It looks like Durpin just trying to be aware of such. Just finds one. Nice team challenge there coming in from the side of Projekt Evil, but they need to win another team fight, 2v1 gunfight. Who's going to win that one? A few extra shots given for Projekt Evil, but they'll walk away with the scrap seconds for now. But the rotation is what needs to be on their mind. Here comes the Scarab. Zeus already weak will drop. Nice usage there coming in from Pemby. As Johnny finds 2, actually. And here comes the Scarab from Durpin, trying to have some team fire with him. As it looks like they're actually going to take this one over for a little bit. As Durpin finds a big kill over toward Market, he does not realize that one player actually spawns toward that Market side. He needs to check his back as soon as possible, or he'll end up dropping. Big kills coming in, both from Rogue. Johnny actually ends up rocking the active camo. This is a big play. He wants to try to hold down this hill for now. Give me 1. He can't find the second, though. As it will be Rogue, despite dropping in those first few seconds. They kind of lose the rotation battle, but they've got it back. And Projekt Evil, they're ready to try to rush this one forward yet again. Big gunfights going down. Zeus will put a fist in the eye of Nelson. Tempo still responding from afar is Projekt Evil. Time and time again, when we start to count them out, and we start to think this is when Rogue starts to go on a run, they win the rotation battle, they win a big 1v1 engagement. Is they're only going to be less than 20 seconds down. Cathedral is done with, and Broken Building is coming up. Tempo, doesn't matter where you're at, you're going to die either way, as Dr. Foncho at least gets some timing there. Last time we saw this, Projekt Evil won the rotations, and Nelson and the boys from Rogue snuck through. That trophy is down. That Centurion going to act as a permanent EMP. Going to cause a few extra shots for Projekt Evil. Johnny ends up dropping inside. The payloads, how do those become a factor? Here comes Durpin with Potential usage. He'll end up dropping. Dr. Foncho doing some work. Hugs toward the backside. He's actually trying to watch for his teammates, but he ends up dropping. He realizes that he has to be the front line now. He has to move forward. Rogue have just reached the 200-point mark, and they're starting to feel more and more pressure. A lot of time being awarded as Nelson trying to get back to his teammates, trying to hold on to this lead. As here comes the rushes. They find 2 more. Projekt Evil, they've got some payloads to work with, but they've got to get some hill control here soon because in some instances, this is going to be a very difficult one to hold. This is going to be very, very chaotic, and Rogue, they only need just over 30 more seconds. Projekt Evil still not even close to that 200-point mark yet, but here comes the rotation. They're going to have it for now. Johnny ends up finding a massive 2 kills. Zeus is here to respond. He does have reactive armor. All 4 players of Projekt Evil have their payloads. By no means is this not undoable. Durpin finds Nelson, trying to be aware of that push coming in potentially from bedroom. Shots being exchanged from the other side, and here comes the rush. Reactive armor potentially might be used here, but 3 go down right now for the side of Rogue. And Nelson ends up dropping a clean 4 down. Projekt Evil all still with their payloads. This is looking good for them if they can continue to hold down the Hotel Hallway, but how does Rogue initiate? How do they engage? They have nothing to work with. They've got to rely on their firepower. They've got to rely on their Scarabs. Pemby drops. Dr. Foncho is here. But the time is still being awarded, and so at least make somewhat of an impact. But Projekt Evil doing a fantastic job at holding on to their payloads, not bending under the pressure. That's not going to be a whole lot of time awarded to the side of Rogue. So despite having a lot of the rotations, this one could be settled here on bridge. If Rogue can hold it down, here comes some streaks. Foncho making a huge impact as he'll find 2. Johnny just on the other side is going to be an enemy. Is he ready for this gunfight? He's able to win that one. That's a big kill. But Projekt Evil, they're entering into the hill. They're holding this one down. Little does Johnny know they're right behind him at the moment. And Projekt Evil are now potentially in a way to lock this one through. And here comes some more streaks. Tempo is trying to stay alive for now. Pemby firing some shots through middle. Only 10 more seconds needed for Rogue. If Projekt Evil can just try and hold on, they can maybe take this one back, but there's no one going to be there for at least a few seconds. He will drop, and only 2 more seconds needed. Can Projekt Evil get here? And it's not going to happen. Rogue will take game number 1 at 250 to 233. You can obviously hear the trash talk between both of these squads. A very intense matchup for that first game. Of course, you can see a shot of the Projekt Evil boys not exactly stoked about that first game loss, but either way, a very, very close one, none the least. I have a feeling we might see a Game 3. I don't know. Maybe we'll see a Game 3. I think this series deserves to see a Game 3. Both of these squads have looked incredibly solid throughout the tournament. This is our 3rd matchup casting over Projekt Evil and Rogue. They definitely got some very, very well-known players on their squad as well who have made countless runs in tournaments as well. As far as players to look at the scoreboard that I can actually look at right now, Foncho ends up dropping 31 and 22, minute and 26 inside of the hill. Very solid play from him. And for the other side of Projekt Evil, you obviously see them playing pretty consistently overall. Zeus and Durpin at the top, both with 28 kills. Well, guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we return, Search and Destroy on the throwback. You do not want to miss that. Welcome back, everyone, to the Europa Games Orlando $10,000 tournament. Myself, Lando, guiding you guys through the action of what has been a fantastic series up to this point. And we've only seen one map, to be fair. It was a retaliation, in which case Rogue took that one in a very, very slim fashion, 250 to around the 230 mark there as well. We've got Rogue, we've got Projekt Evil, very, very talented players who have obviously played constantly online. They played actually on UMG Online as well, and if you guys would like to, you can obviously feel free to do that as well. Currently $6.99 for a Prime membership on our website. It's obviously UMG Gaming, where you can obviously visit that and sign up today. It's obviously a very good website. You can obviously try to earn some money, some cash if you'd like to, and try to even be up on stage when we host these events. It's always a great time. Well, it's obviously time here to hop into game number 2, some Search and Destroy on the map Throwback. Very interesting map, really, when it comes down to it. One site going to be heavily preferred over the other one. That one's going to be over toward that B side, or excuse me, that A side. B's not going to be very common, so if we do see a hit toward the opposite one, I will definitely make sure and call it out, but we're going to see quite a few A hits, potentially some sniper plays watching over toward that cross. And this is a very interesting play actually coming in from Johnny. Now, I have seen this RPR Evo used quite a few times, but never on this map. So I'm curious to see how Johnny obviously used this. It seems to me that the ARs really kind of prefer this weapon when it comes down to it. If you're not really feeling comfortable with the ERAD, this is kind of like the weapon of choice, so we'll see what Johnny can potentially do with it. as we are going to have Projekt Evil on the offensive here to start off this round number 1. Johnny watching through mid. Zeus with that bomb in his hands. That one's going to go down pretty quick. Still watching over. Nelson, Hugs, both finding kills for their respective squads. Nelson trying to back up. Kills just to his left, and can he clutch up for this window? Nelson ends up dropping 2 versus 3. Now Pemby trying to go big. He'll fall. Now Johnny, the Evo in his hands. He needs some time, and unfortunately, he's not going to be able to absorb all the fire for too much longer. As Projekt Evil are going to walk away with round number 1. Zeus making a big impact here. A few extra shots is all it takes. Only need 1 bullet. One bullet is all it will take. 1-0 now for the side of Projekt Evil, as that's a big round for them. They got the bomb down along with Zeus finding 2 kills, earning well toward their payloads. Nelson going to be the bomb carrier right now for the side of Rogue. Very similar B hit. Expect to see this happen quite a bit, and those nades as well can definitely play a factor. Snipers where Pemby usually resides at. He'll end up dropping with an MV4. Another kill goes down. Zeus and Tempo making some noise. 2 versus 3. Nelson and Doc currently sitting in through middle. Nelson into spot 1, takes him down. 2v2. Now give me another one, says Nelson. Give me all 3, but he'll end up dropping. Hugs versus Dr. Foncho. Nelson has made the impact. The bomb is down. Can both teams win early offensive rounds? That would be big. Dr. Foncho trying to play this one out. Hugs actually going to be on the bomb right now, and it looks like Foncho's going to be able to spot him out. Extra shot says, you're not getting a ninja defuse on my watch. As Rogue are going to be able to take that one. You see the obviously great intuition coming in from the Doctor. I'm not even sure that's possible. The player just fell through the bomb right there. But, I mean, hey, dead bodies are dead bodies. Either way, smart play there from Dr. Foncho, as that's now going to give his team a 1-2-1 level up. Projekt Evil now going to be on the offensive. Both teams winning their offensive rounds. We'll see what Zeus can potentially try and provide, as we're going to see another standard A hit. The side of Rogue being a little bit wary, just trying to watch over toward that B side as well. One currently getting a little bit aggressive as Durpin shuts down Nelson. Big kill, but player just off to the side. Zeus isn't able to use that bomb as too much cover. Hugs in a very nice line sight right now, but due to a lot of teammates dropping, not exactly sure of the enemy position. Durpin gets caught out. 1v3. Not going to find any of those, as it's going to be Rogue. You're going to be able to clutch that one out. Pemby feeling pretty good. Is he going to let him know, yeah, we just destroyed you? No love lost between these two teams, I think it's fair to say. As Rogue will win that round number 3, currently up 2-1. Nelson is actually laughing at the other team right now. I'm not going to lie, this actually feels like old Call of Duty. It's very nice. A lot of fire going back and forth. But it's time for round number 4. Can Rogue keep it going, or will Projekt Evil bring this one back to a level playing field? Currently looks like the side of Projekt Evil playing pretty slow here off the start, trying to find that first blood. Nelson able to get that bomb down despite receiving a few flechettes. I don't know how to say it exactly. Player to the right. Nelson could try to snake on the bomb. Player just above him, going to receive a few extra shots, and he'll end up dropping 2v4 early. But Pemby's able to try to make some noise, make it a 2v2 now. Pemby trying to stay up. He'll drop, and now Dr. Foncho's last alive. He's got some time to work with. Rocks the FTL jump to try and stay alive, but player just behind him. He's able to find that one. That's a big kill there for Foncho, but he's able to drop in tempo. Does he have enough time on the bomb? And he does. A near 2v4 comes down to a 1-on-1, and Tempo will walk away with that one, as that is a huge win for the side of Projekt Evil. Dr. Foncho in some cases kind of doesn't really necessarily waste the FTL jump, but it doesn't equal out to a round victory. As we can take a look back here at that massive 1v1 engagement. Tempo getting some good timing, obviously being aware of that teammate's call out. And enough time for that defuse. As we are level up at 2-2. Question being, do we see any other offensive hits from any other bomb site? Did we start to see some pressure go over toward B? Projekt Evil definitely flirting with that idea of it. I believe actually one of the first runs we saw Projekt Evil play, what they really like to do is actually bait out the bomb carrier, make all 3 players go to the opposite bomb site. Let the bomb carrier roam free, but a little push actually through middle. 3 go through mid, 1 tries to distract, and that works out perfectly for them. Beautiful strategy coming into play as they have the first blood. They've got the bomb down nearly in a 2 versus 4 for Rogue. This is not looking good for them. A beautiful play here from Projekt Evil as they're going to earn quite a bit from that. Johnny trying to level things back up. And near 2v4 in the last round. Can they clutch it out this time? As Johnny is going to do something pretty interesting. And he's going to actually hop off of that one. Didn't want to give it away. 1 versus 3, 23 seconds left and all to do. And Johnny's not going to be able to clutch that one out. Ninja Defuse would have been nearly impossible. So good effort, good opportunity to try and make it happen. But Hugs, he's got the line sight, fires through, knows the exact angle of where to fire through those sandbags. As Projekt Evil, not getting nearly as loud, but they're definitely feeling confident at the moment. Hugs currently sitting at 6-3, feeling pretty good as to how his play has gone up to this point. Tempo does have that FTL jump. We saw Rogue's Dr. Foncho used that one a little bit ago. Much like prior rounds, a lot of kills going down quick, and Tempo needs to back up. He's only 25 points away from that Scarab. That's actually big for his team. Nelson trying to get that bomb down. That's big for his payload overall, and he's going to be closer and closer toward that reactive armor. Player up close, give me that one. 1v3 for Tempo. He does have that FTL jump if he wants to try and use it to try to clutch this play out. As both these players from Rogue, both Nelson and Pemby, they've been in this situation before, but Tempo's going to shut him out. Nelson realizes he's weak. I need to fire on him. He's able to find that one. Nice play there coming in from Rogue. Nelson able to stay with his teammate. Realizes the player's weak and has to go for the challenge. A lot of players in that situation might back out, say he's weak, and kind of play the time, but Nelson realizes how important that is for his squad, especially for his overall score. As this one will go back and forth. 3 rounds apiece for either team, as Projekt Evil will now be on the offensive side, trying to test their wits and get closer to those payloads, maybe some streaks as well, and an aggressive hit actually here over toward that A site. Who is ready for this one? Looks like a payload worked. Tempo able to find at least one. 1v3. Now Pemby's left all by his lonesome. He's able to find a big kill on Tempo. Both of these Projekt Evil players do have their payloads to work with, and that bomb is actually going to go down here for Zeus. So since he already has his payload, it's really all about streaks. It's not that important at this current point in time. Pemby's going to be watching here on that line side toward that back bus. Looks like he does have a good idea as to where both these players are. Not checking his flanks. The issue is that bomb's on the other side. Pemby's got to make his way forward, and it would be smart for Hugs to try and back up. That's exactly what he's going to do. He needs to play the time. Now his worry is that is Pemby on the bomb, and yes, he is. Pemby's on the bomb, but Hugs is there. And Hugs, just in the nick of time, is able to shut down Pemby, a near Ninja Defuse, as he's going to let him know that Ninja Defuse is not going to happen anytime soon. You've tried it countless times, and it's not going to work. Nice play there from Hugs, as they are now going to be up 4 rounds to 3 as Projekt Evil. Taking a look at the payload situation, looks like we've got reactive armor there for Zeus, Hugs with the active camo, Tempo with the FTL jump, and Rogue not really looking good for them as far as the payloads are considered. Johnny currently sitting at 3 and 6, one of the most important payloads in all of Infinite Warfare, active camo. Not close to that one as of yet. Nelson getting that bomb down. Going to call it the Scarab to try and zone things out, but unfortunately it's not going to work out for him. Hugs actually rocks the active camo, gets all up close and personal, but isn't able to find the kill. This is big. He needs to make something happen. He'll get a kill out of it, but the active camo doesn't really become of much use. Hugs and Tempo need to clutch up. Now it's all left up to Tempo. Bomb, 23 seconds left on it. Spots one player from behind. There's going to be a kill on Pemby. Nelson and Foncho still locking it down, as this looks like a defuse is not going to come into play. Not enough time. Unfortunately for Tempo, it's really just about waiting out the time at this point. Going to be trying to get closer to some potential streaks, because this round is going to go in Rogue's favor, as they're going to win this one, and that's now going to be us level up at 4 rounds to 4. Nice play there from Rogue to get that bomb down early. Now, one thing at this point in the map that I'm curious about is that we've talked about the payload situation. We talked about how important it is. Nelson being the main bomb carrier for his team has already earned his reactive armor. They're actually used it in one of those last previous rounds. Does he continue to use it as gift to Johnny? Because maybe a bomb plant in the next round could be big for the overall payload situation, but let's hop into this one. Kills going down quick. 2 go down for the side of Rogue. Immediate 2 versus 3. Mankind advantage for Projekt Evil, but only for the time. Dr. Foncho left in a situation to try and clutch. 1 on 2. Able to find at least one, but the other player tries to engage on the wall run. That's going to be Projekt Evil. Now on map count. As they're going to be up 5 rounds to 4. Good effort there from Foncho, but unfortunately, being as weak as he was, it was an easy cleanup kill there from Zeus. Projekt Evil doing their best to try and force that game at number 3 on Uplink Precinct. Rogue, if they can at least win it 2 more rounds, if they can get to 6, they can close this out and have their spot guaranteed in the grand finals. I talked about that play over toward B. Very, very risky. Rogue definitely testing the side of Projekt Evil right now, as you're going to see those red arrows in the mini-map start to try and rotate here over toward the opposite site as they look to try and call out. They do have reactive armor. And he's actually going to drop in that particular play. Zeus ends up dropping. And now Tempo, the boys from Projekt Evil, are left in an awkward spot. They don't have a whole lot of time left to defuse, and one player's going to go on the wall run. Durpin tries to get all up aggressive as he's going to drop 1 versus 4 for Tempo. Not a whole lot of time, and he will fall as well. We are going to a round 11. Rogue do absolutely everything they need to. They make an opposite bomb site hit. That early Scarab First Blood is crucial for them. And the boys from Projekt Evil completely get caught off guard. How does this round 11 work? Who is going to be on the offensive side potentially? And it looks like it is going to be the boys from Projekt Evil. They are going to be on the offensive. 2 payloads for either team. Johnny does have the active camo. Pemby, if he wants to, most likely if he clears out this site, he might even try to put the Centurion down here. Or he might try to make his way forward. Projekt Evil on the offense. Winner of this round wins this map. Reactive armor used from Zeus. Doesn't get a whole lot of use out of it, but tries to zone out. He'll end up dropping from behind, and now just like that, Pemby's left all by himself. 1 versus 2. Pemby, can you guarantee your team a spot in the finals, or are we seeing a game number 3? He is on the defensive side. And Hugs is getting that bomb down. Pemby, being aware of such, decides to go and rotate back. As both these players from Projekt Evil just trying to play as passive as they can, watching each other's angles, and Pemby questioning what exactly should I do in this particular play. Going to receive some shots. This is not looking good for him. Needs to go big. All he has is Centurion. It's not going to work out very well. One player decides to go and run off, and Pemby has to challenge. He only doesn't have enough time, and just like that, Projekt Evil will clutch up in round 11 as they'll win this one 6 rounds to 5. As like I said, coming into this match, I fully expected to see a map number 3, and it looks like I am going to get my wish. We are going to have an uplink on Precinct between Rogue and Projekt Evil, a round 11 thriller going over to, in some cases, the underdogs. When you look at the overall lineups for both of these teams, it should be a very, very interesting map number 3 when it comes down to it. Guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break, but when we return, map number 3, winner moves to the grand finals, and the loser is going to fight their way through the loser's bracket. We'll be right back. Things are lining up. So the Projekt Evil, Zeus, Hugs, Durpin, and Tempo. We rock with a pretty standard setup. Active camo and overdrive, your most important. From a set of Rogue, Johnny, Nelson, Pemby, and UT Doc, a.k.a. Dr. Foncho. Rocking a similar setup there as well. Only difference being that Centurion grabbed. And I believe we should be good to go. Yeah, I think we should be good to go. Everything should be lined up. Of course, you can see a shot there of Rogue. Johnny checking his hair, making sure everything looks nice. Pemby feels pretty nice right there. And that's a shot, of course, of the Projekt Evil crew. Definitely going over some strategies, because when it comes down to this map number 3, it's going to be very, very important that communication, that your gameplay is all on point. I like to say that I always enjoy uplinks for the most part, just because a hard point is really based off of slang. It's obviously based off communication, but a lot of slang power S&D is based off a lot of teamwork and communication. Uplink is where those two start to combine. So when it comes down to this uplink on Precinct, I fully expect to see quite a few K-bars, some MV4s. In that middle portion of the map is where the drone is going to be spawning up. You're going to see a lot of potentially ERAD usage, so this map could definitely produce quite a few weapons. How are both of these teams when it comes down to their overall usage of the artillery when it comes down to Infinite Warfare? Looking at the weapons for either squad, looks like some K-bars, like I said, some MV4s as well. Johnny rocking with the ERAD. This is actually a pretty interesting strategy coming in from him, just being a very well-known AR player throughout most of his career. Looks like he's going to be rocking the ERAD here off the start. Definitely want to look through the eyes of him as Rogue. Definitely expected to place very well at this tournament. We'll see how they can potentially do as we load into our first half of some uplink on Precinct. Shots being exchanged. Johnny immediately knows exactly where that push is coming from. Throws the drone out to his teammates. We'll see who's going to be there. Pemby is there for the toss. We'll see if they can potentially try and produce as 2 go down, 3 go down naked. Now Pemby's going to have an easy opportunity for a score within the first 20 seconds. Pemby does a 360 for style, and they've got 2 points on the scoreboard. Knowing exactly where that spawn is coming from, Pemby is aware. Shutting him down toward that back gas side. They know exactly what they are spawning at. And Pemby's going to call that one out to his teammates. Nelson with that drone in his hands is going to have some teammates to try and cover for him. Wants to go for the 1-point toss, but can he get it off? It's not going to happen, and Dr. Foncho's not going to be there for the stop. So Projekt Evil, a sweat off the brow type of situation as they have been completely ran through toward the beginning. We'll see if they can try to get some points on the board here. Of course, it is only a 1-possession game, and Zeus trying to limit that as he'll fire away for a nice 1-point toss. Of course, if you're new to uplink, tosses equal 1. Dunks, aka putting the drone immediately in the portal, will enter as 2. Tempo up in that top ticket area, just trying to use some of the lethals and tacticals over toward that top statue side. Waiting for a few of his teammates as they start to rush. Nice shot there coming in from Tempo. Finds that one over on Johnny, but Nelson has escaped with the drone. He's trying to get out of here quick. One player watching that line side as 3 go down for a short time, but Dr. Foncho trying to make a little bit of an impact. Kills one and makes another one weak. And here comes another push coming in from Projekt Evil, that orange bend. You're going to see a lot of pushes come through there, high pressure situation area, as that shot will come in, and then another one comes through for Projekt Evil. Rogue started off aggressive, and it worked out well for them. But Projekt have definitely grinded their way back. We've seen some pretty aggressive gameplay for us only being 2 minutes into the first half. Doc waiting for a few of his teammates to try and get some slang done. Unfortunately, he has to try to throw that drone off, and he's going to die. Hugs will happily accept that drone, but toss it back down. Pass that one over to his teammate Durpin, who tosses that one inside of middle. Back where it belongs. 3 down right now. Dr. Foncho trying to remain inside here of that bend area, and that's a big kill going in from Zeus. This could definitely be a 2-point play, but they want another one, but that one's just going to be short. 3 falling. Now Pemby just needs to get the drone off the map. Regardless, they'll get the rebound and the 2-point play. That will work out very well for the side of Projekt Evil. In some essences, a blessing in disguise. As Durpin still watching the line side, Durpin will pass that one off to his teammate, and here's another dunk there. Can't even keep up with how well Projekt Evil is playing right now, but got to be aware of the overextension. Pemby is here. He's trying to get this drone out quick. They only have 2 players remaining inside of their base, and Johnny's starting to do some work. Pemby, here comes the 2-point play, and he's going to fire in yet again another dunk. Did that at the beginning of the match, and trying to do it again here, as it will now be a 2-point advantage, a 1-possession game in favor of Projekt Evil right now. As the boys from Rogue try to reset. Trying to get their minds back into this game as they cannot allow those medium-range kills to go down. They can't have 3 versus 4 in gun engagements like that. Johnny tosses that one for a little bit of yards. The 3 will go down now for the side of Projekt, and here comes the push. Pemby with some teammates in front of him. Wants to go for getting another dunk. Might have to go for the 1-point toss. Actually able to get that one off just in the nick of time. A little bit of a fadeaway there. But Nelson is here for some cleanup. The drone is going to be back in toward the middle. This is a big gunfight. He needs to win. Actually, he picks up the drone by accident, and he'll pay for that one. That definitely could have been an opportunity for, instead of Rogue to get the drone out, and even a potential scoring opportunity. So a little bit of a mistake happening in that particular play. Minute and 10 left in our first 5 minutes. Of course, we will see a second half of 5 minutes as well. Both teams will exchange sides. Both teams trying to be aware of those payloads as well. Nelson toward that orange bend will end up dropping. Guys from Projekt Evil beginning to get a little bit loud. Johnny's able to find at least 1, but 3 go down quick. Dr. Foncho's got to hold off the line for a few moments, as he will do exactly what he needs to for the time. But here comes Hug on the wall run. Needs to go for the 1-point toss, and that one's not going to go through. Pemby able to stop that one for now. I'm not sure if that toss could have got off or not, but regardless, Pemby will come away with the block. And making their way toward that China side. Pemby, not a whole lot of teammate support to work with. That smart play to throw that drone off the map. Don't give them any opportunity to make some map control, as Nelson's going to be here for that drone recovery. Scoring opportunity potentially here. He can actually fire away a 1-point toss from that angle, but it's not going to work out for him. Pemby, the last alive. Drone carrier has it potentially escaped, and he's going to be gone. Overdrive here from Durpin. He wants to use it now. And I'm not sure if he can actually reach the portal or not with this play. Going to go for the 1-point toss. And that one is not going to go through. That is a massive mistake coming in from Projekt Evil. Regardless, as they will have the 1-point advantage at the end of the half, your overdrive and your active camo players, they are the most important. That is a guaranteed 2-point play if you play it correctly. And I was already surprised to see him rock the overdrive in that particular play. And he doesn't even use it correctly. So no points earned for the overdrive from Projekt Evil. Granted, the man did earn it in one half. We'll see if Durban can potentially try and get it again. It would be very unlikely that we do see that, but it has happened before. So, as Nelson finds a few, Nelson by himself already. In some instances, while Projekt Evil do have the lead, in the long scheme of things, Rogue are in some cases in a better situation. We'll see how we'll have to see how things do work out. Excuse me. Tempo currently running through that middle side of the map. A few of those nades are going to be a little bit early. A few shots coming in from Rogue, goes to the 1-point toss, and that one's not going to be there. Pemby comes in with the stop. He's been doing things in offense and doing it also on the defensive end. He's got some teammate support. He wants to go for another 1-pointer. And here comes some streaks, I believe. Pemby just trying to absorb a few of those shots. Actually, a great usage there to try and delay that scoring opportunity, but Pemby can't even get the drone off. He's overwhelmed with shots, and looks like nobody's going to be there for that drone recovery for the side of Rogue. Now time to look through the eyes of Projekt Evil. Hugs getting closer to the active camo. They cannot afford to have another major payload like that be wasted. Here comes some streaks, I believe, coming in from one player. As that drone will be tossed down, that will be picked up there from Tempo. Question is, does he go through stair set or does he try to go through middle street? Looks like he's going to try to bait them out, do that delay on the mini-map that the uplink drone carrier does have. He's got extra armor. He can also sneak around quite a bit. Big 2-point play, but no, it's not going to go through. That player from Projekt Evil resided on his teammate to try and find that kill, but it doesn't happen, so that scoring opportunity is not going to happen. Rogue now have an opportunity to get this drone forward. This could be a scoring opportunity. Johnny trying to be hyper-aggressive. He's doing his job right now, just trying to delay. He'll get the drone actually tossed to himself, and he's not even ready for it. But here comes the delay in Tempo. Did he get that drone off the map? And he does. That is a huge play there from Projekt Evil. That would have, without question, been a 2-point play, and he sacrifices his life to get the drone off the map. A major play there from Projekt Evil as they will keep this game, this lead in their favor. Johnny coming from behind says, give me 2. But Zeus will escape with the drone for the moment. Going back toward his base. Realize that the game is currently inside of their control. Waiting for some teammate support. Going to plop that drone down and try to do some damage. Of course, making use of the extra drone armor that it does provide you. 3 go down quick for the side of Projekt Evil. Hugs needs to go big. Can only find 1. And now Johnny's going to toss that drone forward. He does have active camo. Does he intend to use it here? Will be smart to maybe just try to go for the 1-point play, but no, he wants the active camo. He wants the 2-point play. He wants it now, but can he get there in time? He's waiting, and actually tries to go through the portal, but like get it in the end. A little bit of a mistake there. As I don't know how that drone did not go in, but regardless, the 2-point play will happen. Johnny, thank goodness you had active camo, my friend. As Rogue will now take the 1-point advantage with minute and 45 left in this game. Nelson ends up falling. Hugs now with the drone in his hands. He also does have active camo. Minute and 30 on the clock. Has he been using active camo now? He tossed the drone down. 2 versus 2. Drone picked up there from Tempo. This could be a 1-point toss. Goes for the melee. Gets the beat down. He'll give me the 1-point toss as well. That is a huge play coming in there from Tempo. Making some major moves as he'll find another one on Dr. Foncho. Knows exactly where this player is coming from, and he says, give me another one. Tempo absolutely exploding right now. And here comes the pass to his teammate. Tempo is here, and he says, give me another one. Tempo absolutely exploding, giving his teammates a lot of momentum. Just when you start to think that Rogue are coming back, Tempo completely shuts that down, and this could be another play. Here comes Hugs with the active camo. He'll fire that one in as well. Projekt Evil completely taking over this game. 45 seconds left. As Rogue have got to get something going. Nelson does have that overdrive. He needs to get the portal. He needs to get that drone in his hands. He needs to make something happen. He'll find 1, He's only able to at least get that one, but Pimby's here by himself. He needs the 2-point play. He needs some teammate support. He's actually going to bait out one of the players. He needs to get the beat down, but no, it's not going to happen. Durpin is there, and it'll shut him down. The melee in the air will happen. It looks like Rogue, they're not going to be able to make this one happen, and Projekt Evil are going to win this series. They're going to let them know. Projekt Evil will walk away with the series victory as they'll win this one 2-1. An 11-7 victory here in the uplink as Projekt Evil will be guaranteed a spot in the grand finals. Rogue are not out of this tournament just yet, however. Of course, a very, very hyper-aggressive match. Both teams feeling very confident. I apologize. Both teams feeling very good. As it will be Projekt Evil, of course, who do walk away with the victory. A very, very close match and a very interesting match, to say the least, as this tournament will continue on. Guys, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we return, more intense matches here from our final day here at Europa Games Orlando. We'll be back.